What's up, everybody? Welcome to another recap of the 2022 NFL season. We're in week 16, getting oh so close to the end of the season, getting closer to playoffs. Playoffs? Playoffs? We want to talk about playoffs? Not quite. But I hope everyone had a safe and healthy, happy, and Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays. Hope you got all the gifts that you deserve. But now we're going to talk about football. We're just going to get right into it. This was a week where teams were clinching playoff berths, division titles, and like I said, moving oh so close to the end of the season and the beginning of the playoffs. Start with Thursday night's matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. The Jags, combined with the Titans' loss, are now in first place in the AFC South. Who would have thought that? I mean, the Jags are up and down this whole season. Trevor Lawrence, he's been playing really well these past 4 games, showing why he should have been the number one overall pick last year. And, getting to Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk, Travis Etienne. I mean, they've been playing well. And kudos to them. They got a real shot to win the division. Be a big shock, but Duval County, stand up, baby. Let's go. Jets, on the other hand, not looking so good. Zach Wilson started this game, and he was shit. He was shit because only had 1.5 points in fantasy, and he got benched for some other guy that came in. And I think that's it for Zach Wilson. Mike White is good to go this week. He's going to get the start for the Jets. Jets are still in playoff contention somehow. And I think if they just got to win out the rest of their games, but I don't know. This team doesn't seem motivated at all, and I don't think they want to take that next step. But I mean, how do you mess up this bad if you're the Jets? First Sam Darnold, now Zach Wilson. It's like I don't know who's evaluating your quarterbacks, but you probably should hire someone else. Jags, they get the victory over the Jets. Thursday Night Football, 19-3. We go to Saturday's games on Christmas Eve. We start with the Bengals and the Patriots. Joe Burrow had himself a day, 3 touchdown passes. This was 22-0. Patriots did come back, made it interesting. They were driving at the end of the game, got to the Bengals 8-yard line, and Ramondre Stevenson fumbled the ball with less than a minute to go. And Patriots are just finding new ways to lose. But I'm okay with that. They're probably not going to make the playoffs, and I don't want them to. They don't deserve to make the playoffs. Big changes need to be made. We got to get an offensive coordinator. Maybe Cliff Kingsbury gets fired. We hire him. Maybe we convince, someone to come back. But it's probably going to be a Belichick guy, but it needs to be someone outside. Bill, you got to open up your repertoire, who you're going to bring in, because you got to help Mac. He's got to get better next season, or else we're going to be moving on from him. So, but hey, Pats made it interesting. Not going to make the playoffs. Bengals, they clinched themselves a playoff berth. They get the victory over the Patriots, 22-18. Next, we go to the Bills and the Bears. This one was close at halftime, but it's the Bills. I mean, what do you expect? You got Josh Allen, that guy. Yeah, he's doing things. Led them to victory, and they end up winning their third straight AFC East title. And Bears, on the other hand, you just got to play for next season. That's it. Just think about ways that you can make Justin Fields better, get him some more playmakers, fix the defense, offensive line, the same old story. Bills, they get the victory over the Bears, 35-13. Next, we go to the Saints and the Browns. I haven't been paying much attention to the Saints this whole season, to be honest. And all I know is they won. Andy Dalton had himself an okay game. 14 points in the third quarter was the difference for the Saints. The Browns, Deshaun Watson not playing that great, but I mean, it's all about next year. He missed most of the season, hadn't played football in almost 2 years. Browns will be back next year, I hope. But the Saints, on the other hand, they're still alive somehow in the division. I don't know. I mean, it's the NFC South. I mean, it sucks. But Saints get the victory over the Browns, 17-10. Next, we go to the Seahawks and the Chiefs. And the Seahawks proved that no shirts does equal problems for them. As you saw pregame, the wide receiver group came out no shirts, thinking they were all tough. That did not translate to points on the board. Only scored 10 points against the Chiefs, and Chiefs just did their thing. I mean, nothing to be said. They're a contender. They just got to make sure they stay healthy going into the playoffs, and they can make a run. Chiefs get the victory at home over the Seahawks 24-10. Next we go to the Giants and the Vikings. Pretty good game, back and forth. Vikings took a lead late. Daniel Jones led them down. Saquon Barkley scores a rushing TD with just 2 minutes actually left to go. Get the 2-point conversion. But 1 p.m., doesn't matter if it's Saturday or Sunday, 1 p.m. Kirk says, hey, I'm going to do this thing. Lead us to victory. And he does. Drives them down. Gets them in good enough field goal range. Greg Joseph kicks a game-winning 61-yard field goal. The Vikings survive against the Giants. But good news for the Giants, if they win their Week 17 game against the Colts, they're in the playoffs. So although they would have wanted to have this one, still hope for Giants fans. The Vikings are hanging on to that second seed in the NFC. And but this was their 10th one-score victory of the game. That usually comes to bite some teams in the butt in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens for them. But for now, the Vikings they get the game-winning field goal and the victory over the Giants, 27-24. Lions and Panthers. This was a game the Lions needed to have. It's the Panthers, but they've been playing inspired, and when you rush for 320 yards total as a team, you're going to do some damage. Lions defense just couldn't do anything. Jared Goff had 3 touchdown passes, but it was the defense. I mean, when you can't stop the run, it's not going to work out for you, unfortunately. And the Lions now find themselves on the outside looking in for the playoffs, but if they had won this game, they would have been in a lot better position. Now they just need to hope that the Commanders lose out, and that could be a possibility. Who knows? Maybe if Carson Wentz, hearing that he may start. But Lions, they need some praying. They just got to go out and play tough these last 2 games. But overall, this was a step in the right direction for the Lions. They can only get better from here, but this is a game they need to have. Panthers, they get the surprise victory over the Lions, 37-23. So we go to the Falcons and the Ravens. Falcons are pretty much non-existent at this point. With the loss, they are eliminated from playoff contention. Desmond Ridder is not looking like the quarterback of the future. So Falcons, they need a quarterback as well. Add them to the list. Ravens, on the other hand, Tyler Huntley just did enough. And with the victory, the Ravens clinched a playoff berth. They're still a game behind the Bengals in the AFC North. I think the Week 18 game between the two is going to decide the division. And that will be interesting. But the Ravens, they get the victory at home, clinch a playoff berth, 17-9 over the Falcons. Next we go to the Texans and the Titans. I don't know what's going on with these Texans, man. I mean, you played Dallas close, you could have won. Played Kansas City close, maybe could have won, went into overtime. And now you go and you beat the Titans. And granted, Malik Willis was starting, but the Titans are trending in the wrong direction. As I said earlier, with the Titans' loss, the Jags are now in first place in the AFC South. I think the Titans have lost 5 straight, 6 straight. I don't even know, but they are not looking good. They also need a quarterback, as Malik Willis is showing he is not the quarterback of the future as well. So add them to the list. Texans playing tough. That's all you can really do in these last couple games. And they just hope that they don't win too much. You want to hang on to that number 1 overall pick and get Bryce Young. But it's nice to get a victory or two to round out the season. Texans over the Titans, 19-14. Next we go to the Commanders and the 49ers. Like I said, the Commanders, are still in playoff contention. I think they need to win out, but that might not be possible because they have Carson Wentz starting their Week 17 game. They did not look good against the 49ers. Nick Bosa had 2 sacks. Brock Purdy threw 2 TDs to George Kittle, who's been playing really well with Purdy under center. And what do we got? C-Mac and Ray McLeod also had rushing TDs. Whatever this offense wanted, the 49ers offense that is, they got it. And this team is dangerous. This is a team I don't think anyone wants to play in the playoffs. We just have to see how Purdy does. Obviously, the 49ers need to be close or winning. They can't play from behind, especially with a young quarterback, but their team overall is looking good. They're getting healthier, and come playoff time, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. For now, they get the victory over the Commanders, 37-20. Next we go to the Eagles and the Cowboys with Jalen Hurts out. Gardner Minshew got the start, and he did all right. 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions, but he kept his team in it. I mean, Dak on the other hand, he had 3 touchdowns, threw a pick 6, but at the end, I mean, the Eagles even had 6 sacks of Dak too. But Cowboys just made a couple more plays to get this victory. And unfortunately, that means the Eagles were not able to clinch the NFC East as well as the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. But as long as they win next week, they are good. But I'm hearing different reports on whether Hurts is going to play. He's not looking too good, but they kind of want him to go so they can win and they can get that first round bye. But who knows? We'll see what happens. But the Cowboys, they're most likely locked into that 5th seed, the top wild card team. But anything can happen. Eagles lose out, Cowboys win out. I don't know. I mean, crazier things have happened, but we'll see. I mean, for now, Cowboys, they get the victory over the Eagles, 40-34. Finally, we go to the Saturday night game between the Raiders and the Steelers. Steelers were honoring Franco Harris, who tragically passed away this past week. And he definitely helped them win the game. That or it was just the Raiders suck? Probably the latter. But I don't know. I mean, Raiders were up, playing pretty good. Not a high-scoring game, but I mean, the heavens just opened up, and Franco Harris said, Kenny Pickett, find George Pickens, and all will be right with the world. And he did. Found Pickens for the go-ahead TD. Steelers, they're somehow still alive for a winning season. They're at 6-8. Sorry, 7-8. 7-8, and they're gonna win the last 2, or win and then tie. I mean, hey, anything's possible, people. We don't know what's gonna happen, but the Steelers, they get a good victory. Saturday night, Christmas Eve victory. Christmas miracle from Franco Harris. Steelers over the Raiders, 13-10. Next, we go to the Christmas Day games. We start with first the Packers and the Dolphins. This was a tale of 2 halves. Dolphins came out flooring, flying, firing. Tua find Jalen Waddle for a big touchdown. But the Packers responded with the run game. A.J. Dillon. And Tua throws 3 interceptions in the second half, a couple costly fourth quarter ones. Also gets knocked out with a concussion in concussion protocol. Dolphins have already said that Teddy Bridgewater will get the start this Sunday, which does not look good considering the Dolphins are also hanging on to playoff contention and need to win. Dolphins went 0-4 in December. Yikes, they were 8-3. And then they slipped to 8-7. So not looking good for the Dolphins. The Packers somehow are statistically alive as well to make the playoffs. I mean, is anyone surprised? I'm not. But Packers made the Christmas victory over the Dolphins, 26-20. Next we go to the Broncos and the Rams. Not going to say much about the Broncos. I'm sure you all have heard that they fired their head coach, Nathaniel Hackett, with 2 games to go. And I don't think anyone's surprised. I mean, considering how the seasons went, there was so many high expectations for this team. I mean, AFC West champs, making it to the Super Bowl, Russ being MVP, but none of those worked out, unfortunately. And to add injury to insult to injury, there we go. The Rams put up 51 on them. Yeah. Same Rams with Baker Mayfield. Yeah. But hey, when you allow Cam Akers to get 3 touchdowns, run for almost 200 yards, yeah. That's what's going to happen. Russ throwing a pick 6. Yeah. Sounds about right. Him getting knocked out or benched or whatever. Yeah. Sounds about right. Broncos, can they just not play the final 2 games? I think that's probably a safe bet. And Baker, on the other hand, played well. Could get a top backup job somewhere. Could be the starter for the Rams. I don't know. But, I mean, these 2 teams, they got to pack it in, figure out what to do for next year. But, I mean, when you drop 51 on a team, I mean, Rams, you got to be feeling good. They get the victory over the Dolphins, 51-14. We go to the Sunday night game between the Bucks and the Cardinals. Brady gets the victory. I mean, I think that's, and the Bucks are somehow still in first place in the NFC South. They just got to win one of their final 2 games to clinch the division. They go into the division with a losing record. I mean, that's just the way the season's gone for Brady and the Bucks. Cardinals, on the other hand, Cliff Kingsbury could be on his way out soon. We don't know. Obviously, Murray's out for the year. Probably not going to be ready to go by training camp. Could be. So I don't know. 2 teams going in different directions. Once the Bucks, if they clinch and make the playoffs, anything's possible for Brady. I mean, could he win a Super Bowl and just say, fuck it, I'm finally done? I don't know. But Bucks, they get the victory over the Cardinals, 19-16 in overtime. And finally, we go to Monday night's game between the Chargers and the Colts. Chargers clinch a playoff berth for the first time since 2018. Good for them. Finally get to see Justin Herbert in the playoffs, slinging it around. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, who had a couple TDs this game. And that's all I have to say about the Chargers. Colts, on the other hand, they continue to be in QB purgatory. Started Nick Foles, who was their 3rd-string quarterback, and he did just as bad as Matt Ryan and Sam Ehlinger. So Colts need a QB. Some are saying Derek Carr to the Colts. Paging Derek Carr, you are now the starting quarterback for the Colts. I wouldn't be surprised, but, I mean, hey, they might get one good season. For now, I mean, Phillip Rivers, his 1 year with the Colts is still the best starting quarterback for the Colts over the past 5-6 seasons. Yikes. Well, hey, Colts fans, just, keep drinking. That's it. Just got to keep drinking, man. Chargers, they get the victory over the Colts, 20-3. All right. We still got some playoff berths that are up for grabs. Like I said, the AFC South is to be decided between the Titans and the Jags. Jags are in first place for that. And the last wild card between the Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots as the loser of the AFC North. AFC North is also up for grabs. The loser of that will get probably the top wild card. Chargers are in the 6th, and it's down to the 3 AFC East teams: Patriots, Dolphins, and Jets for that final wild card. So, see what happens. On the NFC side, I said the NFC South to be decided. Bucks are in first place, but the Carolina Panthers and the Saints are still in contention, as they are just a game behind the Bucks. So we will see what happens. The Panthers beat the Bucks next week. They could, they could surprise some people. Lastly, we got the NFC East, which most likely will be the Eagles as long as they win one of their final 2 games. And then the final 2 playoff spots, which right now are the Giants and the Commanders, with the Seahawks and Lions lurking. Really hoping for probably the Commanders to slip. I think the Giants can win one of their last 2 games. They play the Colts next week, so look for them to clinch. Like I said, 2 weeks, football, regular season, then we get to playoffs. Playoffs? Man, can't wait. But that's it for week 16. See y'all next week.